comparing Donald Trump versus George Bush. George Bush had more connection with the military through his father, and George Bush had a closer working relationship with the British. So George Bush was able to pull off a more spectacular, or either his father or George Bush, maybe it was his father, and George Bush wasn't allowed to know until after it had already happened, that it was a fake terrorist attack on September 11th, 2001. And so George Bush was able to mobilize the USA military for some exercise, and the military needs exercise. But George Bush is a secret Muslim, and so is Donald Trump, and so is Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, all honorary Muslims. And they're all bishops of Islam. Like Emperor Charles in London, who's the title, his title is head of the Church of England officially, and he's also the Pope of Islam. And Bush, Trump, Clinton, and Obama are all bishops of Islam. Okay, Trump compared to Bush. Trump can get cooperation from leaders to be declared dead or to be arrested and cooperative with the USA, so he gets to do a strong foreign policy. Bush exercised the military, which is more important, but Bush was cooperating with the British, which is actually bad in some ways, and it was inevitable until I came along to describe how the USA can do big things without cooperating with the British. And so cooperating with France and recognizing France as our greatest ally instead of the British Empire. Indeed, France is a greater ally to the USA. So I'm the most important intellectual of the century. And so let's not be too negative towards George W. Bush or Donald Trump, because they have yet to understand how great the USA can be with a comprehensive worldview, understanding history and understanding the current events. So George Bush couldn't have really done it any differently. The military was badly in need of some exercise, which they hadn't had much of military exercise since Vietnam. And the USA, well, it seems that the USA has a lot of fake wars, and you have to know how to do a fake war, and fake wars can help prevent real wars. But we also want to enlarge the USA, and we also want to acquire Cuba, and we also want to acquire Canada, because the British Empire and the Roman Empire, the Spanish Empire plus Italy, that's the Roman Empire. The Spanish Empire includes Latin America plus Italy. The British Empire and the Roman Empire have been taxing us too much. So I'm the singular American leader with the most important things to say, and the most strong defense of 1776. And my defense of 1776, my defense of 1776 is the strongest defense ever of 1776. Nobody has said it stronger. I guess I'm the ultimate outsider. There was no racial slavery of Africans. Nobody's a Native American. There's never been a Native American ever in North America or Central America or South America. Not one. Because they were the Pacific Asian Americans. I'm glad that they're here. They were brought by the Spanish. Hopefully some of the women among the Pacific Asian Americans will want to be my wife. But they were brought here by the Spanish. So then that means there was nobody here before the Spanish brought the Pacific Asians. There was nobody here. And there was no racial slavery of Africans, and I proved that. That's what my sociological proof based on gender theory. So I'm the number one intellectual, and now it's time for a renegotiation with the British Empire and a renegotiation of terms with the Roman Empire, also known as the Spanish Empire, which is really the Roman Empire because it includes Italy. Italy and Spain are one nation, and Latin America is their empire. Okay, so what about Cuba? We should acquire Cuba, and I don't approve Donald Trump making Cubans suffer by depriving them of fuel. I said you have to supply them with fuel before you can deprive them of a different supply of fuel. You have to supply them with fuel. So Donald Trump is behaving badly, trying to make me look bad, I guess because he wants Cuba to be a playground for the elite, whereas I would make Cuba the 51st state, because if we're going to take something away from the British Empire, we have to take something away from the Roman Empire. We got to take Cuba because it's easy to acquire, and then we can take Canada. So this is great stuff that I'm describing, and Donald Trump is just like a juvenile, rich, spoiled, a crybaby is what he is. He's crying as the victim. Oh, somebody shot me. Nobody shot him. It was like maybe a pellet gun or something. Nobody shot him, and it didn't clip his ear. It was a direct hit from something as like a pellet gun. It wasn't something not just a small caliber, but a low muzzle velocity that could only break his skin and couldn't break through his skull. Nobody really shot Donald Trump with a real weapon. So Donald Trump, he's working for his own convenience, and he's a low IQ. He has low motives. He's not a great man of history like me. So I would inject Barack Obama with estrogen, and I would probably inject Donald Trump with estrogen too, unless he apologizes to me, and he should pay me, and George Bush should pay me. They should all give me a huge sum of money because I'm the most important intellectual, and what they are is Jewish. And that's very common. There's 3 billion Jews in the world, and apparently they think I'm not Jewish. And I'm trying to find the people who are not Jewish among the Caucasians. And all you see in the media are Jewish people with nose jobs. It's hard to find an actual verified white person who says, I am not Jewish, and I am white, not Jewish, because the media is being completely suffocated by Jewish people who bleach their skin and they get a nose job. They bleach their skin and then they put contact lenses to give them a light-colored iris. And they look like white people after they do a nose job and they bleach their skin and they put those contact lenses with the light-colored iris. The only difference between them and a real white person is the size of their cranium. So anyway, there's a lot of Jewish people masquerading as whites nowadays. Good people too. Some of them very good and fun people. But nevertheless, when they're the Jewish men masquerading as white men in politics, like Donald Trump and George Bush and Bill Clinton, then you never see any actual white people anymore. It's like, where are the white people? I want to see verified white people somewhere so I can at least have a dialogue with the remaining people who are considered to be white, not Jewish. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video before it gets too long.